It's time, baby. It's time for your Global Force Impact TNA ANT Force Global. I can't say global backwards. Anyway, Slammiversary 15, Slammiversary 2017, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it Slammiversary 15 because that's what they called it. So I'm going with it. Slam 15 if you want to make it short. DJ here, Casey there, and Rabbit over there. I hope you didn't look like behind you or nothing to make sure they weren't behind you because they all right here. I just said. Anyway, Slammiversary 15. I'm excited. I'm excited for this review. It was definitely a good show. I feel like Impact, Global Force, TNA, whatever we're calling it nowadays, they had to take a step back on the weekly shows for this show to feel as big and as good as it was. Because I know Casey and I don't remember if Rabbit was on the last Slammiversary review we did, but I know Casey and I have talked about this before, and I think I'm more so thinking about Bound for Glory. Casey and I have talked about this before where like it kind of feels like the pay-per-views are good, but sometimes they just feel like an Impact because Impact was so consistently good. Do you guys have any thoughts on that before we jump like all up in the show?
I just think, and I said this to DJ. I think while I was watching it, I think I sent him a snap or something, basically talking about how this was kind of the opposite of this show. Slammiversary was like the opposite of what we expected from Money in the Bank. We expected Money in the Bank to be a great show, and it kind of turned out kind of eh. I feel like we expected this card to feel like it was so-so, and at least for me, I thought this show was awesome. Even the matches that we thought were going to be kind of and throwaway matches, whatever, that's one thing that Impact always does is they take shows and they make the important shows feel huge.
I don't know. I don't know it. I can't agree with you because the shows to me, none of them been better than 7 since I don't know when. So I don't know if I do I want to exchange my weekly intake of wrestling for just one good joint for 1 month, or have a mediocre pay-per-view, but every week have dynamite shows. You know what I'm saying?
And two, I think that's the bad part is like I don't even know if you can say they're mediocre. I think they were like even the pay-per-views before were good. I just think they didn't feel as big as they could have felt. There was like something missing.
It's because it wasn't the money in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just put more money put into it. It's like now they got like 3 commentators, 2 people you ain't seen in a long time. You know, stuff they could have been done, but the money wasn't there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about the other pay-per-views, because the only pay-per-views that feel like pay-per-views are Slammiversary and Bound for Glory. All the others are, Impact specials or whatever, and it just doesn't makes it not feel as important. So it's like that's my issue. Is I would obviously cut down on like not have a pay-per-view every month because I think that kills us. But I would make those pay-per-views feel like a pay-per-view. Make them an actual pay-per-view. They don't have to.
Yeah.
Like you can,
I wish too that they would do like I wish they could get up to 6 because I remember when the report came out that they were going to lessen the amount of pay-per-views they were going to do, which I think was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. I said they should do 6 because I feel like it's still a solid number, but also they don't have to do it every single month, which is probably a good thing and a change for the wrestling business in general.
Yeah. And it gives them more time to build up stories, but not too long to a point where they end a feud before it gets to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's jump right into it. I like the video package. I'm not going to talk about every single video package just because I felt like they were all good. But I definitely liked the very first one because it did a good job of showing like from the beginning and like now this is this new generation, this new era, and I like how even though Impact has or TNA has went through it so many different names, so many different branding schemes, so many different rebuilds, they're always very consistent with this new era is what we're going to focus on. And I always like that. Like, I like that they focus on the roster right now. I like that they put emphasis on that they're going to focus on the roster right now. I just really like that video package at the beginning, kind of showing the history of it, obviously, with it being the 15th anniversary of the company overall. But also, I like that they had an invested focus on the now generation, the right now. This is what I'm focused on right now. But Rabbit, do you have any thoughts on any of the video packages that we had tonight?
Yeah, I mean that vignettes always be tight, but the beginning of this Slammiversary was vicious. This was the hottest beginning. The voiceover, all that, man. It was nice, man. Whoever I couldn't tell who that was doing the voiceover, but that was nice. I love the beginning of this whole joint right here. It set the stage just right.
Casey?
Yeah, I definitely liked the open video package vignette thing. And I like that they actually showed the guy who does the, big Impact pay-per-view voiceovers. Kind of gives that guy, the credit because, I think that voice, and it's the same guy that does all the big, pay-per-views for Impact, but he makes it feel important. He makes it feel big. So, give him credit. Show this guy. You never actually see the guys that do that, the backstage stuff, the voiceover guys, stuff like that. So I like that they kind of gave him a little bit of, hey, this is, the guy that does those voiceovers, which is cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Also, the owl, I really wanted it to like veer off and attack somebody.
Yeah, I love the owl at the beginning. I don't know why, but it was just really cool. It was something
I like that shit. I did too.
Like we have like complained all the crap about this owl, but when they brought it out and made it something that was kind of cool, like I liked it. I really liked it. Like, not that they should do it every time, but it was something different. And that's
that was tight. When I looked up and saw that, in my mind thinking that was tight. You know what I'm saying? But I normally don't like this bird, but that right there was tight.
Yeah, I know, right? But we started out. I also like the little opening with the bosses and everything coming out there. That kind of because it gave credit to those other companies that Impact is working with. We got to finally figure out who the president of Impact actually is. Like they finally announced who the actual president was. So that was cool. Now, do I remember
his face to it?
Nope.
Exactly.
Do I remember his name? Nope. But
Ed, it was Ed something.
Yeah, Eddie. I'm calling it Eddie.
Okay, we're going with Eddie. We got a face now too, Eddie.
Yeah. But let's jump into the first match of the night, which was the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championship / Global Force Champion.
Pre-show, you jerk.
Go ahead and talk about the pre-show, Casey, because I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah. DJ loves Congo Kong so much, and he doesn't even watch a match with Congo Kong.
Oh, for real?
Did they announce it?
Pre-show was KM.
Wait, Casey, no, hold up. Did they
Don't tell me.
Did they announce it?
I think they did, actually.
I didn't hear him announce it, so I didn't watch it.
I think it was on Twitter.
Yeah, it was. God, I missed it.
But it was KM, Congo Kong, and Laurel Van Ness versus Shira, Braxton Sutter, and Allie. And you missed it.
I swear on everything. If you say, this match was just a pre-show match, all right, I'm done.
This was a pretty good pre-show match. I liked it. It was good. It was good. It wasn't pay-per-view quality, but it was good. Team Allie won. Team Allie. They win. You know they did. Yeah, it was a good match.
Did you have to talk about this match considering you were gonna say the same thing you always say about pre-show matches? We shouldn't even talk about pre-show matches.
I just wanted to rub in the fact that you missed your boy Congo Kong.
I did. I'm a little upset. I'm a little salty about it because I meant to. I really did. Like after you told me that there was a pre-show match, I meant to go back and watch. Well, not all, probably not all the pre-show, but at least the match, probably all of the pre-show before because it's only like 30 minutes. So I meant to watch. I meant to watch it beforehand, but I forgot by accident. Accidentally forgot. Anyway,
you can go quick watch it right now.
you know, I will. I'll watch it while we're doing the review. I'll just play the sound blasted. You know, I'll do it. But we had the Impact and Global Force Tag Team title match. It was Laredo Kid and Garza Jr. versus Drago and El Hijo de Fatisma going up against Nayo Muchi and Tashi Izamori. Bruh, I swear, somebody comments on this video and talks about how I can't pronounce these names. Bruh, you can't pronounce these names. Shut your... Anyway. And I'm not even doing a purpose. Going up against LAX for the tag team titles. I guess the now unified tag team titles. I love how they never really announced if these titles were unified. I didn't. There was no announcement. It's just kind of they're just kind of there. But I really did enjoy this match though. I didn't understand why there was a big old 6 on this man's mask. Like I think he was trying to let us know that there was 6 sides on the ring, and I was like, yeah, you right. You right. There is. There's 6. I love LAX trying to keep up with the Marufuji guy. I put Fujimori, so same difference. And I love kind of him getting confused with the 6-sided ring and the commentator. I think it was Robert Flores being sure to, make note of that. The flipping reverse DDT powerbomb thingy, bruh. Mm-hmm. And I like there was like this big part of the match where there was a whole bunch of tag team moves, and I was like, yeah, get it, yeah, and then Drago slipped off the top rope, and I was like, that poor man, bruh, he never did that ever. And then we had the Gringo Killer on the apron, which looked a little bit off. We also had the flip bottom by Laredo Kid, which was freaking amazing. And then there's gonna be a new LAX member, which I expected to be tonight. And it won't, and I was mad. But this was a pretty good match. I do think it was kind of sloppy for some reason. Like I don't know if it was just because it was so many people in the ring at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but so many people in this match or what it was. And plus I don't think they all had worked together before. It was a little bit sloppy in my opinion. Like I liked the match. I just thought there were some things that they could have done better. But is any match perfect? Probably not. But anyway, Rabbit, thoughts? I feel like you're gonna hate this match, and I might be wrong.
Match was terrible.
I knew it.
Amazingly terrible, man. I'm like, what is going? It was just too much. It was too much. It had a couple of spots where that was pretty, but the flow of the match was terrible, man. It was like everybody. It was like everybody was told today that they was wrestling today, and they got in there and wrestled like they just met each other. It was just ridiculous, man. It was too much. And then we already knew LAX was going to win anyway, so it was a waste of time. Then my man get on top of the rope and literally jump a feet away from the rope. I thought he was doing some clown act or something. He's being like Grotto or something, man. I'm like, what?
I swear though, like everybody would be like, oh, nah, he just slipped. But bruh, if somebody like that people really hated, like Roman Reigns did that, oh my God, they would kill him.
It was terrible. That was about the worst botch. The best thing of this whole thing was the commentary. I love this commentary, dog. If you was to put the Pope in the middle of these two, that's dynamite.
See, that's what this I was commentary wondering. Why the Pope on
Don West? And I don't know who the other guy was, but he was on the money too because he was calling out all the moves and detailing stuff. And I like Don West. He real hype. See, I like this. I like that combo.
The one thing about Don West, I think he would honestly be better suited as a play-by-play guy. I think he's too animated as a color commentator.
But see, then if you got him doing play-by-play, he's not going to be calling out each move. the way somebody that you know what I'm saying on the side of him would, because he'd be too excited.
That's true. Okay, I like that. I mean, I do miss the Mike Tenay Don West combo. I'm just saying, a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it. Like
I like Mike Tenay, period.
But Casey, was it terrible? I mean, I need to know.
No,
was it like Charles Barkley terrible?
No, I love this match. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This was a good match. Probably because I went into it knowing more of the guys. We've seen Marufuji.
Bruh, will you quit breathing into your mic?
I'm not.
Fix yourself, son. This is an official Instant Classic Wrestling podcast review. We can't have you doing all this breathing.
Yeah. We live and you ain't even looking at the comments. So how?
Oh, we got comments. Hold up.
How official are we?
Let me peek them. Keep going. I got this, bro.
Anyway, I love this match. I swear we've seen Marufuji before. I just can't remember where we saw him. Me and you, DJ. I want to say possibly one of our Friday Night Fight app reviews.
Probably.
I know we've seen him before. But I love this this match. Like I said, probably because I like all these teams. Obviously, it was cool. It was awesome to see Drago and Phantasma in this match, aka King Cuerno in Lucha Underground. But I thought it was a really good match. I like that it was Lucha Rules, kind of giving it a bit of a faster pace, allowing competitors to come in and out without tags if one of the guys was knocked out. I like that aspect of it.
Casey, I hate you, by the way.
It was definitely better than I expected, even though it was still predictable. I do wish one of the other teams came in with one of the other titles to make it a unification match. I think that would have been better, and it would have made it a little bit less predictable. Obviously, we knew coming in LAX was going to win just because they haven't really had any of these other teams on Impact enough to kind of push them. They're all really good teams. They just haven't been on TV to push them enough to win a title yet. But I definitely am excited for the new LAX member. I'm still pushing for Supermax. I'm still doing it. Come on, Supermax. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. I looked on the GFW roster. I couldn't think of anyone that they would take from there. I couldn't think of anybody on the Impact roster right now, so I'm stumped. I don't know.
Real quick, let me give a shout out to my boy Robert, who does wrestling. Shout out to him. Do you actually wrestle, or do you like talk wrestling, or do you do you do the wrestling while you talk the wrestling? Or I'm just curious, Robert. But I mean, if you still here, he probably just left. I'm gonna be honest. He probably just dipped out as soon as I talked about him.
Yeah, because
that's okay. That's fine.
Achievements.
It's sometimes it's tough, but bro, I'm done. Anyway, we got the JB Jeremy Borash backstage segment where my boy JP Joseph Park decided to let us know that this was gonna be a no DQ match. And JB was not happy. He was like, "You trying to get me killed?" not us, me. Not us, but me. That was funny though. I like that. Y'all got any thoughts on the Joseph Park, the no DQ aspect of the match now, Rabbit?
Yeah, it was odd the way he said. I got surprised for him. They ain't gonna say no DQ out of all things the name is. So that was odd, yeah. But JB, he played that role the whole time since he been doing this this whole storyline. He been scared and he been just letting everybody know that he don't want to be doing this, So he been on point the whole time. So it was cool. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. The only thing I don't like is I feel like we don't really need these backstage segments as much on a pay-per-view because you're supposed to build up to the pay-per-view. Like, the feud is supposed to be built up to then. You could have as easily, had this on the pre-show where he sets it up as a no DQ. I don't know. It just in the middle of a pay-per-view, I don't really think you need that backstage segment as much.
All right. Okay. Next we had the Moose and D'Angelo Williams match versus Eli Drake, and Chris Adonis. I'm gonna give this to Casey because I know he was really excited. Well, I don't know if he was really excited for this match, but he was really surprised by this match. So I want to give it to Casey first. Casey.
I was okay.
Casey.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna make a touchdown. Get it, D'Angelo. He run with the touchdown. Yeah, that's right. One person actually laughed. I swear. One. But anyway, I love this match. As expected, Moose did start off the match. Don West talked about how once Williams feels a knife edge chop, he'll know what he's really in for. And I was like, bruh, that's like the first thing you learn when you training. If you can't do a knife edge chop, if you can't take one, you're not even gonna make it to your first match. So like, if this is the first time he's going, it just didn't make sense. Like, he obviously would have felt the chop before, so he knows what he's in for. Come on, Don. Come on, Don. I love you, but the things you say sometimes don't make sense. But I was actually really surprised with D'Angelo Williams. So he wasn't bad at all. You could definitely tell that it was his first match, but he was really good. He was selling really good. The moves that he did were really good. There wasn't any major mistakes that I saw. Again, like I said, you could tell it was his first match, but I mean, he went in there and he put on an awesome match. He didn't hold back. I definitely am excited to see what, if he sticks with it. I hope he does, because he definitely has potential. EJ.
I definitely agree. I enjoyed this. Like because when I'm coming into it, there was a little bit more of a hype for me because Casey had watched it and like told me everything that was going to happen before it happened. Anyway, but I did like it though. I thought it was kind of crazy how fluid he was. Like obviously you could tell, it was his first match, but like, well, I don't know. I feel like if you didn't know it was his first match, I wonder could you actually tell? Because obviously we can tell it's his first match because hindsight is most certainly 2020, and we obviously already know it's his first match. I wonder if someone just came into this and just watched the match, would they really know it was his first match? Because I felt like he looked really good for it to be his first match. Like he looked like he was really fluid, like transitioning from move to move, which is something that some like wrestlers can't do 10, 15 years in. So I really enjoyed it though. Like even the kind of the simple stuff he was doing was still really good. Eli Drake probably regretted calling him out like that. I also love Moose's hesitation drop kick. I like that. And then I like that little part where D'Angelo Williams was kind of doing everything with purpose. He was like just hitting all these moves and all this, trying to like take everybody out. I really liked it. Did he hug Stifler at the end of this match? Am I tripping? Because I feel like he did. Like, and I was cracking up. But Rabbit, thoughts on the tag team match?
This was a good match, man. And to answer your question, if he was to have a lucha libre mask on and nobody was saying anything about football, you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have had no clue that this was his first time wrestling. He was doing basic stuff, but it was in the flow of the match. So there was no way you could tell. You see what I'm saying? Moose was doing most of the activity. So, and it went all fluid. Basically, he rehearsed this over and over, so to the point where he ain't even botch, he ain't do anything. Off kilter. And to me, I think this is where he needs to take his next step, to be honest with you. I don't know if he can be a bona fide star, but he had the potential to be real good at the X division, cruiserweight, whatever. He got potential to be good in that division. I don't know if it's about a superstar, but somewhere in there. I liked it. I liked his potential, and I like the fact that he didn't take this as a joke, man. The fact that he took it serious, it shows respect for this industry that he was coming into. So when you show respect to the industry like that, you gonna get it. You gonna get your opportunities. So if there's something he want to do, he opened the door the right way. You know what I'm saying? So this was a good move for him, man. It was nice. I think this should be his next step if I was his manager. You know, because it was just fluid. Everything he did was on the money, and except for he was winded. And I don't know if that was just his you know what I'm saying, butterflies, but he was winded real early, and you could tell that.
Well,
You know,
he might have been winded just because I think, all the excitement, but two, wrestling is just so much different than football. It's a different type of athleticism. So it
exactly.
might have just been that, that first match, like it just kind of might have been how it was.
He found out early that yeah, you can catch wind up in here, boy. You gotta get your stuff together. Physicality. Something that people don't know unless they do it. Up until then, they think is, oh man, they acting, they this and that. You know what I'm saying? They take it as a joke. But if somebody was to actually put you in a DDT, you ain't getting up. You know what I'm saying? You will be getting the ambulance. You know. So yeah. But the match itself, man, I love Moose, man. He's a 2-time champ, and he represents the title good. So like a small man will be flying around. So I like him, man. I like Moose, man, and I like the potential of these two together in the future. I like this match. Eli Drake boxed a few things in this match. I love Eli Drake though. When we boxed that top rope joint, he was on something different.
He did.
He was on something different there. But other than that, man, I love this match, man. It was a good match, especially for somebody for their first time, man.
And shout out to
Okay.
the world's strongest table, bro. That
And
pulls
I ain't really chalk that up as a botch because that thing ain't even move.
it
They
did.
had to,
It did.
they
He
had to
almost,
bring
he
it back
almost
in later on so they can break it.
Yeah, he almost scorpion himself. I was like, bro, no.
Yes.
Way.
First match, almost broke his spine.
All right, let's jump into our next match, which is James Storm versus Ethan Carter. EC3 did cut a promo before this match, which I really liked. I caught the back end of it, but I really liked it. As usual. I mean, EC3 he gonna cut good promos. That's just what he do. I still like the I'm a Carter. This company needs me. I like it better than the world needs me too because I think it puts in the frame of this new era, this new regime type of thing too. But this was a good match. I enjoyed it. I like the strap match as a match as far as especially for the face because it's kind of like the face finally gets his just due. Like he finally gets to overcome like all the kind of whipping that he's gotten unfairly. And I definitely enjoyed it. Like I thought this match was really it was good. And I think just being a strap match brought it all together. Which because I think we felt like this match was gonna happen way before it did, and they just kind of were patient on it and they waited on it, and it was a good move. Like I liked it because they also had enough time to do what they needed to do. James Storm actually did get his just due. Like he whipped him like what was it, 21 times, 31 times I think it was. Um, and I really liked it. Like this was a good match, and freaking when James Storm freaking somehow got EC3 handcuffed with a little like magic trick he did. I was like, bruh, how you do that though? I need to learn. I was like, I like that. That was pretty cool. I had a feeling he was gonna do that, but I was like, man, that was pretty cool. I like that. But rabbit thoughts on the match that we had with the strap and the EC3 and the James Storm.
Yeah, it was about what I expected from them two. You know what I'm saying? It was a decent match. Storm, I expected this in a strap match, and when he whipped him out, I think it was like almost 40 times, man. I know EC3 gonna feel that tomorrow and the next day. But EC3 has some nice clotheslines and power moves in this match, man. That shows he the man to be dealt with, man. You know what I'm saying? He fluid with his, he aggressive, and man, he tight, man. EC3 on money. And Storm kept doing the Hulk up. That's a problem. I got a problem when people do Hulk ups, man. Stop doing that. You know, man. But Storm, once he lost, man, in my mind I was thinking he should have lost. You know, because just like EC3 said in his promo, you was the past, and I'm about to extinguish the past. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he said he one of the last of the dying breed
I also
of
like
TNA.
freaking EC3 hitting the Angels' wings. I was like, okay, I see you, EC3.
But he said my man's the last of the TNA dying breed. He's trying to extinguish him, you know. So he's staying with the you know what I'm saying, with the storyline. So it was cool. It was a nice match. Basically what I expected from these two. I just expected Cowboy to win, that's all. But other than that, it was a good match. Case.
Yeah, it was a good match. This wasn't one of the matches I was really looking forward to. But the way it started off, just immediately as a brawl, like you could tell there was history. It was built up real good. The only thing I didn't like, and this might just me being a sick individual who likes punishment and to see people hurt themselves. I just felt like when Storm had EC3 in the corner and he was whipping him, the strap shots to me felt weak.
Well, especially considering we saw EC3 just beat the crap out of him, and also we saw Swagger with that doggone hammer.
Yeah, I was like, but they just felt way too weak to me. I was like, come on, like hit him.
Yeah.
Him.
It did look kind of weak. But you gotta realize they all strapped together, so it's kind of harder to whip him the way EC3 had a chance to whip him.
True. Are you done? Maybe we move on.
You know, we can move on.
Okay. I don't know where Brucey Bruce is. You know, Rabbit, what happened to your boy? Did you beat him up before the show or something?
I'm hoping he done.
he not. He tweeted about it. He not. I think it's a storyline. Your boy Brucey Bruce coming back. He gonna be the president. He said it officially. Not really. I was just joking. But I'm wondering about that. Like I was curious about that because I was like, you know, this is a live show, so I don't know. Like is he really not? I mean, obviously he's not there, but well, he's probably somewhere hiding or something. But I don't know. I was kind of confused about that. Like I had to go look that up to see like if there was some kind of craziness going on or something. But next we had the Jeremy Borash and Joseph Park versus Josh Matthews and Scott Steiner match. D'Angelo Dinero joined I should say Pope, because he didn't go by D'Angelo Dinero anymore. Pope joined the commentary team, and I definitely liked it. I've fallen in love with this whole aspect of live match with pre-recorded scenes in it. Like, I absolutely love anytime they do this. Like, it's the greatest thing ever, and they should do it more often. Like, or at least like do it definitely at pay-per-views, especially a match like this where like we don't really know what to expect. Like they did a good job with this match. Like this match was not necessarily supposed to be good, but it turned out to be like really entertaining. It might not have been freaking the technical savage, you know, greatest match of all time, but they made it really good. Like I don't know who came up with the idea to mix these pre-recorded scenes in with these live matches, but they know what they're doing and they need a raise. I'm just saying. But this was really good though. Like I really liked it. I was really entertained by this match. I love Josh Matthews. Like I love his little flip and his little freaking like throwing his hands up like he did something. Like I love Josh Matthews for that. He does that so much and it's amazing. I really like when he does that. He freaking missed that swanton. I was like, no. Because I mean, Josh Matthews' swanton is actually pretty decent. Like I'm not gonna lie. As we saw like before in the little sparring, little doohickey. But I love when they did the whole little pre-recorded thing and they went down in the water and freaking Shark Boy showed up. I was done. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh shit, yeah. I was like, I'm done with this man. He got the Stone Cold impression down, bro. Like, the original Shark Boy, like, I don't even remember what his voice sounds like anymore because all I think about when I see him is Shell. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I can't even remember this man anymore. But like, it was freaking hilarious. Like, I laughed so hard at that. Um, and then freaking James Mitchell came up. I was like, bruh, what? Even though I already had knew that was gonna happen because I saw it on either Casey sent it to me probably, or I saw it on social media somehow. So one of the two freaking spoiled it for me, and it was unfortunate. But I still was excited, and he was bald, and I was kind of confused on why he was bald. I was like, that poor man, he should not be bald. But this is good. Freaking Abyss came back. He had the tax, and I was like, no, don't do Josh like that. No, no. And I was like, shout out to Josh for taking that spot though, because he don't necessarily have to, and he did. And I was like, bruh, this man out here not playing games. But I was still a little upset that Abyss wasn't like really, really old school Abyss. Like I was upset that they didn't at least go back to the old mask just to kind of like change it up a little bit. I really, I don't know, like I really just enjoyed this as a match. Like I did. I don't know what it was about it, but it was like everything about it was like enjoyable. I think. But Casey, thoughts on the match?
Hold on, I'm commenting back to people because you too lazy to do that. You know, because yeah, DJ don't pay attention to comment.
Bruh, I'm hosting the show, and the comments ain't right in front of my face. You just looking at the comments. It's easier for you to respond. Well, while you responding, Rabbit, do you have any thoughts on this match?
Yeah. I'm about to surprise y'all on this.
Oh.
It's a look it up alert. It's a look up alert. You gotta look this up, man. Anybody, hey. First joint, it came on, man. You know, at the beginning, you know, off the top, I wasn't even paying attention to this match, even though Big Papa Pump, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? But I kept telling y'all they gotta redo him some kind of way from this big bad daddy, big booty daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just too old. You feel me? This right here was over the top funny, Slim. It kept reminding me of the broken Nero thing when they kept breaking off into the his house. The compound. This was on the money, man. When Mitchell came up, all that stuff was just on point, man. This right here, you gotta look this up, man. One man had the fire extinguisher when they came around the corner. They caught one man coming around the corner with the fire extinguishers. Oh man, Big Pop Pump say, hey, I think that fire extinguisher got my teeth white. Hey man, stop playing. Then they come back out to the joint, man. The shock boy was in the water, man. It was just over the top, man. I couldn't even stop laughing. He had JB. He had a nice spear though, man. JB had a nice spear and a frog splash off the top joint. You know what I'm saying? In the end, when he caught all the nails in his hand and all that, he had a lot of nails stuck in his hand too, man. But man, Josh was all over the place. He was trying his best to prove himself out that joint. He was all over. I won't be surprised he'd be hurt, man. That man got to be hurt. But man, it was over the top. Big Pop Pump kept screaming, I'm gonna get y'all fat asses. Look at y'all fat asses. Get y'all fat asses. Keep running. I was like, oh my God, man. Big Papa Pump. That right there you could do. Because it ain't, then when he came back to the ring, it wasn't all about him being the strongest person no more. You know what I'm saying? So I liked it, man. I just want everybody look that up, man. Because hardly even describe what he's looking at. You know what I'm saying? But just look it up, man. It was funny, man. Man.
All right, Casey.
This was one of my favorite matches. Steiner definitely, I won't say looked smaller, but he looked more average than usual. And you notice he didn't he didn't show his bicep like he used to do.
Exactly.
So that's definitely, you can tell, just with age and everything, it's catching up to him. Also, they did not book Joseph Park right like we wanted them. They did
Agreed.
not have him come out trying to be Abyss in the beginning. That would have been hilarious. But this, it definitely started out not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I definitely like the backstage part, which I think works really good, especially in a match like this where, Steiner's been out for quite a while, so he might not be in quite as much ring shape as he used to be. Obviously, Josh Matthews and JB aren't, in-ring competitors, so they're not used to being in the ring for a full match. So that kind of helps with, breaking it up a little bit. But
And obviously Joseph Park, being a lawyer and all, he's not used to it.
no, but he wrestles on the weekends. He does. He wrestles on the weekends. He wrestles in the indie shows. I seen him. I think
Does he happen to be under a mask or anything? I'm just curious.
no. He comes out, without a mask. I think he had a match with the Man Scout. I think I saw that. He did. But Steiner and Josh in the golf cart was hilarious.
Yes.
JB ends up, backdropping Josh into the pool and then does the senton onto him. I marked really hard for Shark Boy. that was great. Then Father James Mitchell comes out, which I thought was good. Definitely, that was a cool way to kind of bring him back for the 15th anniversary, and also, make Abyss coming back make a little bit more sense. Because I feel like if Abyss just came back, it would have been like, oh, that's weird. Matthews, Steiner, and JB end up back in the ring. Then Shark Boy comes out and gets killed. One thing I didn't like, and this is just consistency, I didn't like that JB, Josh, and Shark Boy were completely dry. Bro, you just how you get that dry that quick? How you do that? Then Abyss's music hits, and he comes out with James Mitchell. The only thing I didn't like, and like DJ said, I didn't like that it wasn't the old school Abyss. Especially for Slammiversary, I think it should have been at least a variation of the old school Abyss, or an updated version of the old school, kind of something like that. I just didn't like that it was just the same Abyss that we just saw like a month ago. But yeah, definitely a good match. But
It's just funny when the main man pulled up in front of him and said, "Big Papa Pump," he snatched him right out the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
that was the dude from what was it? The Leader Decay?
Yeah. Wouldn't this match technically not count because this was supposed to be JB and Joseph Park, not Abyss? It is a completely different person. I think we should throw it out, redo the match.
You already know Big Papa Pump and Josh are already going to hone in on that.
Nah. We already know though. We already know that Joseph Park is Abyss. It's already been proven. EY did it. Dang on it. EY proved it. Right before he went on his title run, he proved it. But moving on, we had the Davey Richards and Angelina Love Richards versus Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards Full Metal Mayhem intergender match, which I was excited about because it's been a while since I've seen an intergender match, period. And a Full Metal Mayhem intergender match, bruh. I mean, but for real though. I was so excited though. And it was definitely good. Like I love that Angelina Love tried her best to, take out Eddie Edwards when he was climbing up the ladder and all that stuff. Like I was like, I love this. Like there wasn't really any guy on girl attack, but there still was stopping him, and I just like that there was some sort of contact, and it made sense that this was an individual match. This was good though. I really enjoyed it. Freaking the women got down. and the men got down. Everybody was getting down, man. It was like a dance party or something, but they weren't no dancing, bruh. Everybody's getting down. I loved it. This was really good though. I was impressed by this match. Rabbit, thoughts on Full Metal Mayhem?
Yeah, it was a good blow off match. Hopefully, it's the blow off, but it's kind of sloppy at times, man. A little slow and sluggish. So, but you kind of expect that in a way. But I'm glad to see Love back. She was vicious in here as usual. They need to expose her more in the knockouts division. I'm hoping it's called the knockouts division. I hope they need to expose her more in there. But yeah, it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was a decent match, man. It was a good blow off match. And a nice table shot though with the off the ladder and shit. Other than that, it was just decent, you know. But I want to see more Love in singles matches. And maybe Eddie needed to tag up with somebody, or him and his girl need to go on to some, maybe Alley, maybe deal with them a little bit, something like that. But I just want to see more Love single matches. But it was a decent match, man. Nice blow off match. Okay.
I love this match. I thought, it was explosive right out of the gate. Angelina and Alicia didn't hold back at all, which I loved. I definitely, I want to see them push Alicia in Impact more, because for indie fans, we know what she can do. I just want to, have her pushed more a little bit. Angelina obviously is good. I love Eddie and Alicia putting the trash can over Angelina and Davey's head and hitting it with a kendo stick. That was ow. And then Alicia having Eddie powerbomb her onto Davey was awesome. That right there, that's real love. That's real love. When you have your man's powerbomb you onto his ex-best friend, because it doesn't make sense unless you're a wrestling fan. It really doesn't.
Like most things.
Like, if I just walked up to somebody and said that to them, they'd be like, wait, what? And then Davey and Angelina pouring tacks into Eddie's mouth and then Davey kicking him in the face. Bruh. Bruh. Why? You can't do that. You can't. You're going to have to explain that to the dentist, why they attack in his tooth.
I feel like that's illegal. Like,
I feel like a lot of things that happen in hardcore matches are illegal.
But I feel like there should be rules to enforce this.
That's true. But I loved it. I definitely thought it was a good match.
All right. Let's jump into the X Division Championship match. We had Sanjay Dutt versus Low Key. I know Rabbit was probably upset at the result, but he was excited about the match. I'm going to give it to Rabbit first. 2 out of 3 falls.
This was good stuff right here, man. All 3 pinfall. I mean, all 3 falls, all 3 rounds. This was good stuff. Sanjay Dutt pulled out everything he known in this match right here, man. For sure. But the first match with that stomp, the end one was vicious. From Low the Beast Key. It was that thing came out of nowhere too. It was quick, boom, knocked all the wind up out of them, boy. One of the best X Division title holders and wrestlers who ever lived, man. Man, when he did that missile kick and it comes straight to you, God, man, he just come flying with the knee. Oh no, yeah. Whoo-wee. Then he do that cartwheel spin kick when you're on top rope. Man, this dude vicious, man. But Sanjay Dutt, I gotta give him credit on this one. He's aggressive early. He stayed in contact with my man and went at him blow for blow. You know what I'm saying? He deserved the joint at the end. So whenever it's a good match and whenever is solid, you know what I'm saying? The ending really don't disappoint me as much. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like my man Low the Beast Key and Lashley the Beast, the Monster, the Animal, you know what I'm saying? They steal those things, you know what I'm saying? with or without the belt. So I'm not really tripping off that, you know. So anybody that watched this match right here and so low key stomp my man off the quickness, you're looking at a beast. You know what I'm saying? So he don't need a title to do that. Eventually, they need to put that title in his hand, though, in my opinion. But he don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a cold beast. But this was good stuff. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Case.
Yeah, definitely a really good match. You know, definitely a kind of a slower paced match for an X Division match, more slow, methodical pace, which I think was good for one. For a fan standpoint, especially a live audience, you know, after having all those exciting matches, you do kind of need a slower paced match to kind of a breather match, I guess you would say. But those are so hard to do because you want to, you know, give the fans a chance to kind of get a breather, but you don't want to bore them. And I think two guys like Low Key and Sanjay Dutt do that really well because they can still entertain you with, you know, a slower paced match, a more methodical match, which I definitely liked. You know, the only thing I don't like about 2 out of 3 falls matches is I feel like they're, you know, it's always, you know, one person gets the first fall, then the other one gets the second fall, and then, you know, the third fall is the deciding. It's never, you know, just, you know, the first guy, one guy.
Nope, Casey. I don't want to hear that. Because last time when freaking Dolph Ziggler, I don't even remember who was in the 2 out of 3 falls match with, but he was in the 2 out of 3 falls match. I think it was Dolph Ziggler, and he freaking won. I think he won 2-0. It was one of those, but he won 2-0.
Dolph
And
Ziggler match.
What?
This man brings up a Dolph Ziggler match.
I'm just saying. That was a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it was recently. Like it was in the past 2 years. I know. Right. That was 2-0, and all you did was complain that it was 2. Oh well, it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. It shouldn't be 2-0. You said this. I remember it. It was on review.
Look it up. I remember that Ziggler match. Bruh. Anyway, yeah, I definitely like this match. I like that Sanjay Dutt did retain. Like I said, I didn't want him to lose that quickly. You know, and Low Key doesn't need the title right now. I feel like Sanjay Dutt it would benefit him more, but either way, I feel like neither of these guys need the title. I think, you know, both of them obviously have been, you know, are TNA almost originals. I don't know if both of them were there since the very beginning, but I mean, the fans know them, the fans love them, so neither of them really need the title. But it's cool to finally see Sanjay Dutt have that title run, and I didn't want it to end so quickly. But definitely a really good match. I liked it.
Yeah, me personally, I never thought Sanjay Dutt was championship material, but this right here, he brought it to the table. So you gotta give him credit when it's due.
Yeah, I agree. Like I definitely enjoyed the match. Like I was excited for this match going into it. I like 2 out of 3 falls matches, and with these two, obviously you know you're gonna get a good match. Like it doesn't matter. Like regardless if it was 2 out of 3 falls or if it was freaking 1 fall or whatever, like it didn't really matter. You knew that a good match was gonna come your way, and I was excited coming in, and they definitely, you know, did good with it. I love the first fall with the double, like him rolling through and then the double foot stomp. I thought that was really nice. And then Sanjay kind of getting the roll up second fall, kind of shocking Low Key. I like that. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of roll ups, but in 2 out of 3 falls matches, they do make sense. Like it's kind of that. Oh, I got the. It's kind of a mind game a little bit more than it is. I feel like in just a 1 fall match, and then the third fall, I just really enjoyed the overall match, like the storytelling in this match, especially with Low Key's ankle. Like I love that there near the end when freaking Low Key went for the double foot stomp on the freaking steel steps. Ooh. Oh no, don't do it, no! And then like he did it, and I was like, bruh. But definitely a good match though. I was excited. I want to see what they're gonna do. and I want to see how Matt Sydal's going to win this title. I'm just saying, I want to see how he's going to go and go ahead and take this title from Sanjay Dutt. I'm just saying because I'm excited for the run, and it needs to happen. It needs to happen like right now, if we're gonna be honest. But I'll wait. I'll wait a little bit. I'll let him kind of get his time as champion, and then I'll take my Matt Sydal run, please. But
you need that 5 out of 7 fall match, yeah.
yeah. But next we had the knockouts Global Force Women's Unification match, Rosemary versus Sienna. I felt like Sienna was dominant in this match. Like even from the kind of the very beginning, it felt like she was kind of dominant in this match. But I liked Rosemary's entrance though, her little zombie entrance. I liked that. I thought that was really cool. I kind of like Laurel getting involved because it made sense. It's something that Sienna would do. But I like that she didn't necessarily win that way. Like Laurel got involved, but she didn't win because of Laurel. She kind of still won on her own a little bit, and that was kind of what made this match special to me. I like that Gail Kim was there, but I always feel like they bring Gail Kim out and she never does anything. Like she doesn't really get involved. She's never on commentary or anything. Like it's always kind of weird. They bring Gail Kim out for these big matches, and then they're like, let's not do anything with her. Let's not put her on commentary. Let's not have her be the special ring announcer or something. Like, I mean, she did hold the belt up, but still, I felt like there was something missing from Gail Kim being out there. But these two, I feel like work well together. I'm excited that Sienna is, the new, women's champion now, just because, I feel like Sienna does a good job holding that title. Like, for some reason, she always, holds the title really well. She always does a good job when she has that title around her waist. So I'm excited. Like I want to see what they're gonna do kind of with Sienna next because there's really nowhere else they can go right now. There's been nothing that's really been set. So I kind of want to see where they're gonna go with this. And especially considering there are some new knockouts that we've seen in I think it was a gauntlet match not too long ago. So I'm wondering if they're gonna push any of them or if they're gonna kind of push somebody that's already there, like a Madison Rain or something like that. But Rabbit, thoughts on the unification match for the women?
Yeah, I'm about to surprise you again. Another look it up alert. If you like women's wrestling, man, if you just a person that like women's wrestling, this right here was a good match, good segments. Everything in it was on point. You had Ali come in, running around with the stick, chasing Young and out the joint. It was just the match itself swung back and forth. You saw two powerful Sienna. I like her. I'm falling in love with her too. She fluid and powerful and strong. It's fluid and strong. You know what I'm saying? I just like it. But this match right here, man, when she did her finisher, I think it's called a silencer, and Rosemary got up. That was sweet, man. The crowd was into the joint and all that, man. Rosemary did that the middle rope Superman punch. Nice. Rosemary is nice. The nice T-bone suplex on her on Sienna. Nice. I just love this match, man. You gotta look this up too, as far as female wrestling is concerned, because this went back and forth. Then storytelling in the match. You even had the finish where miss, and then it backfires on her, and she loses because of her miss. So that you can't even write that no better. It was a perfect match. It was just pure fourth wrestling. And my girl played it off real good with the miss on her hand. You know what I'm saying? Acting like she had to get that off her hand. It was burned. So this was on the money. Then she rubbed it right in Rosemary's eyes. So her taking advantage of Rosemary trying to cheat. You know? So she deserved the belts. I would love to see these two go in the falls myself, you know, with these two. But this was nice. Better than this right here with physical match with female wrestlers. Look this up. It's a look up alert for women's wrestling. Hopefully, knockouts wrestling, you know? Case.
Definitely a great match. I loved Rosemary's entrance with all like the other zombies and stuff like that. That was cool. It was good to see Gail Kim. I feel like it's always good to see Gail Kim, but kind of like DJ said, after she presented the belt, it was just kind of awkward because like she was just there, like she didn't do anything. But right in the beginning, Laurel and KM come out as a ringside. I liked that Sienna kind of got mad at Laurel for miscommunication, and she sends her backstage. You know, it wasn't the referee sending them back, which usually happens. It was actually Sienna, you know, saying go backstage. I like that. And then I love Laurel coming out again later and pulling Earl out of the ring right before a 3 count. And then Allie comes chasing her, running full speed with a kendo stick. And I was like, you need to slow down. When are y'all going to trip? You going to turn an ankle? Something going to happen? But yeah, that's an awesome match. The only thing, they kind of dropped the ball, I feel like, with setting up a possible feud between Allie and Rosemary. Kind of like I said on the predictions, I wanted to see some sort of miscommunication where Allie inadvertently causes Rosemary to lose, and then that starts a feud between them. I feel like they dropped the ball with that because I think that would have been good. Still a great match. And I feel like Rosemary, with her gimmick, doesn't get the credit that she deserves for her wrestling kind of ability because she's really good, and I think this match definitely showed it. But awesome match. I definitely liked it.
All right. Well, I think it's time
for the main event.
It might not be time for the main event. What was that, Rabbit?
Oh, I forgot about Gail Kim too, man. Big ups to Gail Kim in the Hall of Fame. I think she was a 6-time champ, knockouts champ. She represented that knockouts division better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say when you change the name, stuff like people like that, it's just like legacy, hurting their hard work. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see her out there. She had some of the best matches in women history. Awesome Kong and Turn Terrell, 2 of the best matches ever, female rap matches. Big ups to her, man. I hope she ain't done. I hope she's still wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Let's jump into the main event of the evening. We had the GFW Global and Impact World Championship unification match. We had Lashley versus Alberto El Patron. Am I like just partially blind or something, or did Lashley not wear the world title out? Am I tripping?
Title, matter of fact.
Like, am I wrong? I'm actually asking a question for someone to answer it.
I don't know, but before you start that, I'm gonna talk about the segment before this.
What was the segment before this?
I'm gonna give Jeff his credit.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah, I forgot about Jeffrey. My fault, Jeff. I was excited though about the Jeff segment. I liked it.
But yeah, I
give him his credit though.
I like Jeff coming out. I was confused. I was confused as to why JB still had wrist tape on. I was like, your match ended like a while ago. You can take that off now. But the only thing I didn't like, I kind of wanted to hear Jeff talk or say something about, you know, the merger, or at least storyline, give us a reason. And like I said, it was cool to see him out, but it felt like the same exact speech he gave a couple months ago when he returned. He obviously thanked the fans and everything. He thanked the fans, whoever, you know, bought a ticket, bought a T-shirt, whatever. I like I said, I wanted to hear him say something about, you know, why, you know, GFW merged with TNA. And I mean, they are both companies that he started, so he would be the perfect person to kind of, at least in storyline, give a reason why he decided to, you know, do that. But definitely it was good to see him on the 15th, you know, anniversary.
Apologies, Jeffrey. My bad. I did enjoy the Jeff. I did.
The only thing I don't be liking about, only thing I like about Jeff Jarrett again. I love the fact that he showed his appreciation to fans because very seldom do you hear people doing it other than Dixie. So eventually, it was good to hear him say that. But again, getting up there and saying it all started here, but he skips the middle. It don't exist. You know, it's just like, oh, I started a dream, and now years later he skips it. You know, it's funny. Every time they talk, they skip the whole thing. I had nothing to say, but other than we started this, because when you start getting deep into details, you gotta start saying Dixie. And avoiding saying that for some, keep talking about the history and stuff, and don't even give her no thank you. So once he do that, then I give him big respect. He get up and say, "The 15 years I started this, and thank you for Dixie for continuing it from here." He ain't even done that. It's just like, no, just don't even know. Like, what are you talking about then? If you just start off saying, "I started something," it's it down. It's just what's the history? Purposely not saying, even though she was on Facebook the other day, she tweeted something about Impact. See, I don't know why she did Impact. I mean, I don't know what they doing, man. This is, man, you at least acknowledge the fact that she alive for 15 years. That never happened. Just really irks me, man. And just give it a hint that for keeping it going, we can take it. You know what I'm saying? Give it something, man.
Yeah,
I hate that, man.
It's weird because, you know, TNA has always been good about that. Like, always been good about, you know, still giving credit, even though you might not be there anymore. Like, you know, still giving credit to those who deserve it. And I feel like with Dixie, that never happened. So I don't, you know, I don't like it, but I mean, I like the promo. But I understand what you're saying too. Like, it don't really make any sense how they can say that, like, you know, she never was there or whatever. But I don't know. But let's move on to the main event, and let's get back to the bone I was picking, because I was picking this bone thing on it. Am I wrong? Like, maybe I am. Maybe he wore it out, and I just didn't see the big old gold belt with TNA wrestling on the front of it.
Well, I mean, it was kind of confusing.
Yeah, the hoodie over top.
Do you have a hoodie on top of
it? Like a zip-up joint.
I could have swore they didn't even hold the dang on title up when they did the whole presentation thing. Now at the end, yes, I saw it at the end.
Well, it was hard to keep track because Lashley did come out with like 37 people.
You know, that's true, but still, like, I don't know, and maybe it was just me overreacting to the fact that they were pushing GFW so much.
Yeah,
but whatever. I definitely enjoyed this match. I was excited about this match because things where you know, this match was really good the first time we saw it, so I knew it was going to be good this time. It was just a nice match. Like, I felt like for some reason these two work well together as well. Like, they have two completely different styles, but they find a way to work, you know, relatively well together, which I always like. You know, and I feel like with El Patron, for some reason, it never feels like Lashley ever gets the chance to really, really dominate him. Like, there's no big comeback. It's always back and forth with El Patron. And that's what I really like about it too. But, you know, definitely a good match. One of the best matches I felt like. I was definitely excited. I was excited that, I mean, I was surprised, I should say, that El Patron won with the double foot stomp. I know he's been winning with that, but and they didn't necessarily want to make They didn't want to make him tap, but still, like I don't know. But you know, I also like kind of the outside influences like King Mo. At first, like you know, Del Rio's dad, those Caras, he was just kind of there for a little bit, but then I think like King Mo was like really active at first, and then you know, obviously it kind of forced Del Rio's dad to get. I mean, El Patron's dad to get in there. I almost said Del Patron. Del Patron's dad. I still said it anyway. It forced him to be involved in the match. And, you know, El Patron won, and I'm not necessarily upset about it. Like, at first, I was kind of like, I really don't want El Patron to be the one to, you know, end this dominant reign of Lashley, because I feel like it should be somebody that is going to continue to build. Whereas El Patron, I feel like, already kind of has that build to him. But, you know, after watching the match and thinking about it, I really feel like it wasn't as bad as it seemed like it was. Like, coming from another company where people I feel like people kind of overlooked El Patron. I think it was good for him to beat Lashley and kind of end this big dominant run. But it definitely a good match. I enjoyed it. I was still cheering for Lashley. I had my Lashley shirt on, and he didn't win. And I was like, bruh. Even though it was weird because I already knew that El Patron won before I even watched the show. And I still like was cheering for Lashley, and like I had my Lashley shirt on and everything. Like I was like, I'm going all out. But definitely a good match. El Patron is your new, I guess, Global Force Impact Wrestling World Champion of the globe and universe. Rabbit, thoughts on the main event of the evening?
Man, yeah, you remember when I told you then it didn't matter who won then, because nice. I'm gonna tell everybody another look it up alert. 3 in one night. Up, man. 2 big men. No botching. As usual. It was no botching. My man hit him with an uppercut. My man rolled to the floor. My man hit him with a European uppercut as he came down, man. It was connected. Nasty. Love that joint. Even man out of the sit out power bomb off the top rope. Armbar. Man, this went back and forth. Then Patron into them kicks in the corner. That's man, vicious. Look this matchup, man. It's contact. You want to see physical heavyweights going at it. See, man. Power bombs. Then my man Lashley did his own arm breaker. He did an arm breaker of his own and shit, but it was nasty, man. Patron did a back slam on the top ropes. Nasty. I mean, this match just went back and forth with physicality. Was over the top, man. Then he had King Mo on the side, pushing, you know, he pushing Pops around on the outside here and there. Then Lashley got there and pushed Pops around. He almost pushed Pops all the way in the crowd one time, man. Funny, man. He kept pushing around, man. Funny. But the match was nice match, man. I'm telling you right now, when you see heavyweights like this go back to back, physical, you gotta love it, man. These two right here match up well. This is another matchup that I would love to see best out of 3 falls. Again, these two and Rosemary and Sienna. I would love to see that, man, because they put on good matches tonight, man. Good, solid, physical matches. I don't like the fact that this match with my man, the Beast, the Monster, the Animal, going on the outside, but it wasn't sloppy. So I can't explain. They had so many people out there. It wasn't sloppy inside the ring. So it was cool. And then they just had so many when Patron do that arm bomb with he snake like a you know what I'm saying? Just nasty, like an anaconda just about to choke the life out you and shit. You just spin around you and lock your arm up. Nasty, man. You do that nasty that kick like Storm do. Just nasty. This stuff up, man. People look matches up, man. When you see these two when they on the ground, when he on the mat, even though he got him in the arm bar. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff count, man. It just looks realistic. Then my man Lashley power under the arm bar, stood up with him, and just power slammed him, man. Just that power, dog. You can't teach, you know. That's just vicious, man. That's wrestling I love watching, man. This the professional wrestling I like to see. So that's why I say you can change the name to whatever you want, but keep giving me this type stuff. But give it to me during the week, man. I want to see it weekly. You know, give me a weekly this type of stuff. Don't make me wait for pay-per-views to do that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, this is what I want to see. This is what I like, man. You know what I'm saying? Good match.
Casey?
I definitely a good match. I loved how during their the announcing of the two guys, Lashley actually had to hold back members of the team that came out with him because they was getting too hype. They was getting too hype. He was like, "Dude, chill. Chill. Also, how come Lashley needs like 30 people to come out with him, and then like most of them go back to backstage anyway? Like that.
Because that's America's top team, bruh.
I don't know. I feel like Lashley didn't need a whole team to come out with him. Like King Mo made sense. Alberto, his dad and his brother made sense. I like that his brother also came out too. That was kind of cool. One thing I did wish they had mentioned kind of during this feud was also Alberto's MMA experience and career, because he did do MMA for a while. He also is president of Combat Americas, which is the first Hispanic MMA sports and media franchise, which is kind of cool. A lot of people, they don't really mention that stuff like that. But a really good match. They work really well together. It definitely, it felt like a really important match. It felt as big as it should have. And I like how, I like that, King Mo and Dos Caras did get involved in the match, but it wasn't too much. It wasn't over the top. That's one thing I was worried about, that they would get involved too much and ruin the match. But I thought this was an awesome match. I loved Alberto presenting the belt to his dad after the match. I thought that was pretty cool. But definitely a really good championship match. I liked it.
All right. Well, that was your, and I mean your, Slammiversary 15 review. For some reason, when I say Slammiversary 15, I think of 2015. I don't know why, but I do. I guess because I'm so used to saying the year of pay-per-view, so it's kind of confusing me. But we're going back to 2015, fellas. It's what it is. We're going back to 2015 for this one. But definitely a good show. I definitely enjoyed it. Rabbit, what was your overall thoughts on the show? Because I know Casey enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. But what was your overall thoughts? Because I know you didn't like some of the matches.
This right here, pay-per-view, the best pay-per-view, best Slammiversary they had in years. Slammiversaries were good, but it wasn't entertaining. This was good and entertaining. So it was good.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. We do hope you guys enjoyed. This was your Slammiversary review on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an Instant Classic. Peace.